you made a good point. There's going to be these riders that are cyclocross riders or short track mountain bike riders, and they're going to have this experience in these variable conditions. And you're going to also have your gravel riders that may not be as versed in riding in these potentially tumultuous at times conditions where the ground is soft or there's low water crossings that are higher than what you would be comfortable with. So let's just get right into those picks and favorites and underdogs. Let's talk about the men's race first. So we in the 200, we have our whole lineup of lifetime Grand Prix athletes. I think I'm just going to have to go straight out and say that Keegan Swenson is going to be my favorite for this year's 200 winner. He has so much mountain bike experience. He won. Well, first of all, let's start with this. He's a national champion in cross country and short track. And so he has tons of short distance experience on the mountain bike. But he's also won the Telluride 100. He's also done really well at Leadville, Rec Epic. He has experience not only with winning these shorter mountain bike races, but also these longer ones that'll play more into those experiences that could be related to what Unbound might be, even though a 100-mile mountain bike race is not a 200-mile gravel race. So I feel like he has the depth of experience. He's won every race he's done this year. He has done gravel racing, Ellen. That was something I had to research because I kind of wanted to potentially call him out. I'm like, well, he's a mountain bike racer. Has he ever raced gravel? And he has. And so I think he's going to be able to take that depth and bring it to his potential win at Unbound 200. What about yourself? Well, who is your pick?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree on Keegan as a favorite. Just kind of like agreeing with what you said. We obviously know he's had a ton of success this year, and he seems like a rider that just does better the longer he goes on. But I think like the one thing that I'm really curious to see for Keegan is like clearly he has a major advantage when you couple his fitness with his technical ability. But when you take away that technical element, not to say that Unbound is untechnical, but compared to a mountain bike race, it is less technical. So I'm curious to see how his fitness stacks up against more of the road and pure gravel riders. So my top pick would have to be Alexi Vermeulen. I know Alexi personally, and I know that he trains like crazy. He does huge volume, and we even saw him win the first round of the Belgian Waffle Ride this year. So we know he's on super good form, and I think that Alexi could definitely have a really, really good result at Unbound this year.
Alexi is definitely in my favorites as well. So believe me, I was not counting him out at all. I've seen some of the results that he's had. Belgian waffle is a perfect good example of what riders can do when they're thrown into those variable race conditions, technical courses that also have an endurance aspect to them. And so I love it. But let's talk about the women's side for favorites. This one is a no-brainer. I spent some time with her at Sea Otter, but Casey Armstrong, wow. 2018, she finished fifth at Unbound 200. Last year, she was on her way to a fantastic finish. She was sitting, I believe, top five, and then she had a crash. I think her bike was beyond repair and she wasn't able to finish. She's dealt with some heat exhaustion in the past and other attempts at uh, Unbound. However, after sitting down and interviewing her at Sea Otter this year, it's very apparent that she has a vendetta with Unbound, and she's very determined. I can see that she's put in the hours, and she's very dedicated to her training this year. Yes, we know her for riding her mountain bike, but yes, I look at the lineup of elite pros and lifetime Grand Prix athletes that are signed up and that are going to be towing the line at the 200. And she has almost as much experience, if not more so, than any other women in the field. So I really think she's going to take that experience and can make that could make her a favorite for the Unbound 200 women's race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just the fact that we don't know Casey as well as some of the other riders would make her more of one of my dark horse picks than I think an outright favorite. But I've actually raced against Casey. The first time I ever raced against her was at the Transylvania Epic, which was a 7-day mountain bike stage race. And she just destroyed the field. And I think she just left all of us kind of awestruck. So we know that Casey absolutely has what it takes in these long, hard events, and I can attest to just how challenging Transylvania was. And that was years and years ago, just as she was getting into bike racing. So no doubt she has what it takes to perform in Kansas. I'd have to say that my top pick, it's a little obvious, but I'd have to pick 2021 winner Lauren Decrescenzo. I was reading something that she wrote just a few days ago on Instagram, and it just seems like she has a really great approach to this year's event. She doesn't have a lot of pressure on herself. She's feeling really inspired. It sounds like her team has really stepped up this year to support her in a big way. So I would have to pick her, and you just can't discount how valuable it is to know how to win a race like this. She knows what she needs to do to prepare, her equipment, her nutrition, all of that is so important on a 200-mile day. So I think just the fact that she has that confidence from last year and has the knowledge is going to be incredibly valuable for her this year. And I forgot to mention, she won the Tour of the Gila overall this year. And if anyone's ever raced the Tour of the Gila, they know that that race is no joke. So overall, I think she's in fantastic form coming into this weekend. And yeah, I think it's going to be a battle no matter what.